Whereas with Tuitt, I feel like Cam Hayward was the strongest by far of anybody in the organization yet on Tuitt. He will be here. Sooner or later, he did add that. But he will be here as a strong statement.
And I've talked to him, he said.
Yes.
Are we going to hear from Cam? Do we have that tape?
Do we have any treats, Maddie, for anyone?
We can do that from the last segment.
I do have a Cam Hayward treat.
Can we hear it? Yeah, I'd love to hear a treat.
How about it?
He's doing well. He'll be here sooner or later.
Is he in Pittsburgh or is he down the line?
He's in Indy. Everybody thought because he sold his house, he wasn't part of the team. So, man, you can rent anything. So we'll see him sooner or later.
Why are you so confident that he'll show up?
Because I'm confident in Stephon Tuitt. I think last year's last year. We grow, we live, we move on. My brother was hurting last year, and he had to do some things in his life get him right. And his knee wasn't right, and I can imagine being through a situation he went through. But I think he's in a much better place. And it's hard to move your family. I'm fortunate enough I have my family in Pittsburgh, but his family's elsewhere. And to ask a guy to come during the off season, is that fair? All we're asking the guy is be ready for week 1. This is not something to go crazy about. Let's just worry about the guys that are here. But I know he's getting work in as well.
You sound pretty confident that he could be the player he was 2 years ago or 3 years ago.
Yeah, what makes me think otherwise? I know he's taking some time off, but I had time off. 2016, I only played 3 games. I was raring to go. And I think there are other players. Tyson got hurt last year. There are injuries that happen and things that happen, but that doesn't define who we are. We can be better because of it, and I'm looking forward to that.
Ron, can you imagine? I mean, the other side of all of this is, can you imagine a rested, sort of year-off, body recovered Stephon Tuitt, coming in as a monster in week 1?
That's
you know what that would mean.
That
to
was
this
very
team.
Interesting stuff from Buck Kim. I feel a lot better about him being here after listening to that. You?
Yes, he even brought up, and I got asked in the mailbag this week, hey, Tuitt sold his house. That obviously means he's done here, right? Cam even addressed that.
I love they saying he can rent anywhere.
Man, give me the Tuitt from 2 years ago.
Remember,
and he's still young enough to where I think that could happen.
We had Chris Hoke sitting in this chair just raving about him. I even suggested to him, hey, Tuitt, because he got hurt a lot. Tuitt's injury history is not good.
Yeah.
And I said, any thoughts of keeping Hargrave instead of Tuitt? And he goes, you're out of your mind. Tuitt is a great player. That's what Hoke said. So I feel better about after listening to that from Cam.
He's wrecked some games before, He's that good to where teams have to account for a guy. I mean, that would be incredible to have him and Hayward and Alualu, and now you're working in a young guy with a ton of talent. And by the way, I think Montravius Adams is a guy who's clearly an NFL player, and Loudermilk, I think, was a pretty good pick. All of a sudden, everything changes with that line.
The guy in the 3rd round, right?
Yeah,
Leal.
Leal. That's right.